The quarterbacks on the Eagles' schedule should be scared, and they are. They're shook because everybody who's anybody and everybody knows Jalen Carter's about to go off. Dallas still stinks. Yo, by the way, Kick Dingbat here, and I'm telling you what, there is nobody that I can't wait to see on this defense more than Jalen Carter this year. I expect a huge year, a monster year, and I expect him to break out like nobody else in the NFL. That's just the truth. Matter of fact, I'll say it now. Both Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis are about to go off this year. Now, why am I bringing up Jalen Carter besides the fact that we're only a couple weeks away from training camp starting? Well, the NFL put out their NFL All-Breakout team, and guess who was one of the guys on it? That's right, Jalen Carter. Here's what they said. 2024 NFL All-Breakout Team Defense. Steelers, Jags each boast 2 selections, and then fear Kayvon Thibodeaux. You don't fear anything that says New York Giants, first of all. But I will admit this. Thibodeaux is a good player. Thibodeaux, who the hell knows? All I know is I think he's a pretty good player, but boy, he plays on a stinky team that is going to be run on a lot in the fourth quarter of games because they're going to be getting blown out, okay? But as far as the Eagles go, listen, I would love to tell you all the guys I think that are going to break out. I think the Eagles are going to have a lot of candidates. I think we got, I think we're going to have a breakout candidate in terms of Devin White's going to find his game again. I think Saquon Barkley is going to go off again. I think Devontae Smith has a huge year. I think some of these young corners are going to be really, really good. And I think Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter are going to have really, really good years. And I honestly believe this. When you look at this defense, all right, I think that if Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis don't play up to first level or first round talent like they're supposed to be, I think this defense is going to struggle. If those two guys play well, I think everybody else is going to feed off of it. And look, I think Jordan Davis is going to be really good this year. I think as long as he's in good shape, as long as he's conditioned, I think he'll be fine. But I don't, when it comes to Jordan Davis, I don't ever expect Jordan Davis to be a guy who's going to get you 10 sacks. I don't think that's going to be his game. But he could stop the run. He could take on 2 blockers. He eats up a lot of space. And he can help you in those ways. And by him doing those things effectively, of course, that's going to help Jalen Carter, who is on this list of all breakout players. And here's what the NFL.com said about Jalen Carter. Let's just talk about it. The ultra-talented interior defensive lineman flashed serious disruptive potential in a rotational role as a rookie. Despite playing on a dysfunctional Eagles defense, I hate that lacked an identity. With Vic Fangio taking over the unit, Carter could blossom as a featured playmaker at the point of attack, whether harassing quarterbacks up the gut or punishing runners attack in the middle. Double moonwalk that ass, you know what I'm saying? Carter could destroy opponents at the line of scrimmage, especially given the defensive architect's history with interior playmakers, like Christian Wilkins just last season in Miami. Considering Carter totaled 6 sacks, 9 quarterback hits, 2 forced fumbles, and a scoop and score touchdown, despite logging just 1 start, the Eagles' young standout could move into the top 5 conversation at his position with the strong sophomore campaign. A top 5 consideration with the strong campaign. I mean, we're talking second-year guy here. I think that's about right. I think Jalen Carter, by the end of this year, I think he'll be in top 3 consideration. That's how big of a season I think he's going to have. And if you want to know a stat line, let's say sacks, I think Jalen Carter could reach double-digit sacks. I think he has that potential. Here's what he did. By the way, last year. Total snaps, 534. He was 43rd. Tackles, he had 33. Was ranked 56. Pass rush snaps, 382. Sack 6. Sack rate 1.7%. Pressures 39. Pressure rate 11%. Pass rush rate 100%. First, which is very interesting. He was first in pass rush rate. Run defense, snaps 152, 84th. Tackles for loss 11, that was 19th. Average tackle depth 1.3 yards. And then PFF grade was 87.4, which was 5th. Run defense was 12th. And his pass rush was 8th. So, I mean, listen, Jalen Carter is one of those guys, first of all, passes the eye test. You can see the potential of how well he could dominate. And I know Jordan Davis, they ran out of gas at the end of last year. And not only that, it's so hard to even know because that whole defense totally collapsed. But if you look at Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter, if you look at those guys this offseason, what we've seen just in terms of conditioning and how they look, they both look like they're in really, really good shape. And Fangio, he said that the big thing for those guys were they have to be well conditioned and in very good shape. And they both right now look it. So I think Jalen Carter is going to have a monster year. And if you're getting production from Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis, if you're getting that up the middle, pressure up the middle, teams are going to have a lot of problems. I think the edge rushers will do better, which in terms will make it easier for the linebackers, which will make it easier for secondary. We all know how it all works together. But yeah, I think Jalen Carter, I'm going to say, if I had to guess the Mother Humper stats, I would say 10 and a half sacks this year for Jalen Carter. I think he has a breakout campaign as a defensive tackle. And if you're saying, well, what about Jordan Davis? I'm going to say Jordan Davis has 4.5 sacks. And to be honest with you, if Jordan Davis gives me about 4.5, 5.5 sacks every year, stops the run, takes on double teams, takes up space, I think he's doing his job. I think he'll be fine. I expect both those guys to have a monster year. Listen, they're first-round picks, okay? And I'm sorry, I'm a believer that when you drafted in the first round, you've got to be held to the standard of playing like a first-round pick. And the first year, I always say this, I don't grade a guy or judge a guy on the first year. To me, the first year is the starting point. All right, a guy comes in, first year, you see where he's at. That first to second year, you got to see him improve. And then that second and third year is when it's got to be the major step. Now, sometimes that comes between year 2 and 3, but between 2 and 3, you got to make that step. If you don't make it, I think between years 2 and 3, especially 3 and 4, you're not going to make it. So I expect Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter to make a huge jump this year. I definitely do. And there's one other thing, there's a bunch of things I will talk to you about, but I don't want you to be here all day. I got to go to work. It's 113 mother humping degrees outside. 113. I mean, what the hell? That's hot as that. I've never felt it that hot. It's hotter as a mother humper. All right, but I gotta go to work. I can't be here all day, so I can't tell you all the stuff I want to talk to you about. I'll just have to put out several videos. But I thought this was really ridiculous. Okay, there was an article, and it was talking about 2 players that the Eagles should go out and sign before camp, right? The one guy was a no-brainer. I mean, we talk about him all the time. It was Justin Simmons. Yeah, all right, they're going to go out and sign Justin Simmons. Yeah, that makes sense to me. I totally can understand it. But the second guy, I'm like, I don't understand this rationale. I don't understand this thinking at all. I absolutely hate it. The second guy, which was really their first guy on the list, was Stephon Gilmore. Why would the Eagles go out and sign Stephon Gilmore? This is what it said. Eagles could still make a move before the start of training camp to solidify the back end of their defense. Signed cornerback Stephon Gilmore. Gilmore was a solid contributor to the Dallas Cowboys last season. In his only season as Dallas, the former number 10 pick had a career-high 68 tackles while snagging 2 interceptions and recording 13 passes. Who cares? He's 33 years old. He's 33 years old, and you want me to get rid of one old guy and replace him with another old guy? Well, I don't understand that at all. The secondary, if you're going to fill a position in, you fill it in at the safety spot. And if you don't touch that safety spot, there's no need, in my opinion, to touch anywhere else, especially on the outside corner. You, at this point, need to get rid of cornerbacks, not keep them, or not bring in other guys. If you bring in Stephon Gilmore, just for argument's sake, all right, if the Eagles were to do that, which I think is just a stupid move, you do that, then you are not going to be able to play Isaiah Rodgers. And you're not going to, Quinyon Mitchell will not even see the field. I mean, Isaiah Rodgers has already said he's playing outside. That's where he wants to play. That's where he's going to play. So my thing is, if you get rid of Bradbury, then you're letting Isaiah Rodgers play. If you bring in Stephon Gilmore, Isaiah Rodgers doesn't play. Now you're wasting young guys. You're wasting talent. You're wasting it. I don't want a 33-year-old corner, another one. We've got too many old corners. Don't want it. I don't want it. I mean, let's get younger, okay? I can understand you need a position. You're weak at a position. You're thin at a position. So you get a bridge player, a guy for 1 year to fill in until a young guy can come in and play. But you've got enough young guys here, and you got a guy in Isaiah Rodgers who's been in the league enough and played long enough where he knows what he's doing. Do not go out and get a 33-year-old corner, Stephon Gilmore, especially the fact that he had that 1-star rating. Let him go back to Dallas so we could tear his ass up again. Pause. No diddy. Time to go to work. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. Of course, don't be a dingbat. Remember, it's how we vision, baby. We're all just living in it. All right, let's go. It is Monday. Holiday's over. Let's start this out right. Let's start this week out right. Nothing better than a Cowboys meltdown. Denzel Washington out.
Come on, guys.
2 minutes to go. You got plenty of time.
Come on.
Oh, shit! Dad! No!
It's over! It's over! This game is over! Cut it off, it's over!
Fuck.
Congratulations, Green Bay! Congratulations, Green Bay! Congratulations, Green Bay!
I said run the ball.
Congratulations, Green Bay! Dak Prescott, you need to be fired today! That was on you, Dak! That was on you, Dak! That was on you, Dak!
I said run the ball.
That was on Dak Prescott! Trying to defend the CeeDee Lamb! Trying to defend the CeeDee Lamb! You trying to defend the CeeDee Lamb! You got to give it to CeeDee Lamb! God! It's over! It's over, Dak! Put Trey Lance in the game. Trey Lance can't do worse than you.
I'm an idiot because I buy into this shit. I buy into this shit. Because here's the thing. I am a grown-ass man. And I talk the talk. It is killing me.
I feel it coming. I feel like it's going to take Jerry Jones taking it. Cut it off. It's over.
Fuck.
Hi, Michael Anthony Fitness here, MAF.
That's all, folks.